Good afternoon. This is Elizabeth Griffin, your independent author from South Philadelphia, and today is January the 2nd, and I want to talk briefly about ebook covers and how important they are in selling your product and packaging your product. So once you've finished writing your ebook and you formatted it according to the specifications of the particular website that you're uploading your manuscript to, you need to think about your book cover. You need to think about the design of your cover and what image you want to present to the public, or what feeling you want to present to the public. So depending on the genre that you write in will determine how your book cover should look. Each genre has a general rule of thumb as far as what the reader expects. An example of this is if you had a romance novel that is really erotic and sensual, then the cover would probably have either a man or a woman or both partially disrobed and in a very sexual and sensual position, and that would give your audience an idea of what the book is about just by looking at the image. If, for example, you were writing something that was sweet romance or Christian romance, then the cover would look totally different. It might have a woman on the cover that had a more modest appearance, and her neckline wouldn't be showing, and maybe you would have a man in the background or a man hard at work in the distance, something that would represent purity and chastity and modesty, things like that. So your book cover, the image of your book cover, is very important because it tells the reader, it tells the person who's searching for something to read what type of book this is about, what the genre is. So once you've decided on the type of book cover that you want, whether it is something very sensual, whether it's something that's modest, whether it's something that's comical, like a comedy, romance, once you determine the type of story that you're presenting to the public, then you look for an image that would best represent that. You don't want to give off a false image of what your book is about, because once the person purchases the book and starts reading it, they will most likely be dissatisfied with the fact that the cover didn't live up to the story, or the story didn't live up to the cover. So it is important for you to pick the right image to represent your book and to give the viewer or the potential reader a good idea of what that book is about just on a visual basis. Once you've decided the cover that you want that best represents your book, then you want to think about font size and obviously the title of your book. If you have something that's sweet, as far as a sweet romance, then you want a title that represents that. You wouldn't want something like Blazing Love Affair, or something like Immodest Indecent Proposal. And I'm making these up as I go, but you would want something that represents sweet romance, like The Sweetest Kiss Ever, or One Night in the Garden with My Special Friend, and the titles are kind of long there, but you want to have a title that best represents your book. You want a title that also represents the genre that you're writing within, and then you may have a what they call subtitles, and those are kind of like teasers or a slight blurb on the cover that give you an idea of what the story is about. Like in One Summer, a Young Girl Could Lose It All. That was the subtitle in my young adult novel, Naira. So if you pick a subtitle, you want the subtitle to be a teaser and to kind of give the viewer a glimpse into what the story could be about other than the title. What I like to do sometimes with my book covers is to present an image that could potentially be in the book, or could give them an idea of some of the scenes that will be in the book. The cover could represent something like that. Once you pick your title and your subtitle, and you figure out how you want to lay your cover out, whether you want your name at the top of the book in bold letters, or whether you want your title to be in bold letters and your names in the smaller print, you would have to determine these. And this is all part of branding. How do you want to brand yourself? Your cover is going to represent a particular brand. And so you want to consider very closely what image you're putting out there, what branding you're putting out there as far as your name and as far as your product. And the font of the titles can represent your branding, as well as the layout of the images on the cover, how you situate them. And then also, if you want to create a logo or something that is easily recognizable as your product, these are some of the things that you consider as you put your book together. And then because this is an ebook, the formatting would either be JPEG or PNG, something like that. Those are the two formats that I know of. And then if you go to the particular ebook website retailer that you're using, they'll give you the dimensions that they want the book cover to be in. With your book cover, it's going to be thumb size on the internet, whatever the website is, but you want it to be clear. You want it to be something that someone can easily look at and discern what the cover, the image on the cover is, see it clearly, and not have it be blurred or lower quality. So you want a high quality resolution cover. You want your font to be easily readable. You want colors that are bold. Sometimes people use red or blue. You want vibrant colors that don't blend into the background and don't obscure your name, because you have only several seconds to get that person to decide whether they are interested in your book and click on your image and then start to read about your book. So you want them to easily read the title, easily see the image, easily identify, oh, this is sweet romance, or this is a sensual romance, or this is a dark romance, or this is erotica. You want that image to tell them right away what the book is about. And then further, the title and even the way you lay your name out, all of that will give them a good idea of the branding and what your product is about. And then because you have an ebook, there is going to be a blurb about your book, but you won't have a back matter, which you would have with a hardback book. You won't have a back matter and you won't have a spine. But what you would do for the blurb, that would take the place of the back matter. And so with that, you want to, I would advise you to look at other book covers and look at other blurbs and see how they draw the reader into the story, how they tease them or lure them or hook them into reading more about what the book is about. So you want to study other writers, see how they grab their readers, see what words they use, see how they tease them and how they tantalize them. And you never want to give away the plot of your story at the back of your book, the blurb. And you also never want to tell them too much or give them too much to read. You want the blurb to be quick, to be not punctual. You want it to be quick, you want it to be effective, you want it to draw them in, and you want it to leave them wondering, what's this book about? Or I want to know what happened next. So don't give them too much as far as description about your book. Don't give them spoilers, and present it in a way that is tantalizing, in a way that is it lures them in and makes them want to know more about your book. So in addition to that, you would have to think about pricing. And usually what you could do is look at the other books that are out there on the market in the same type of genre that you're writing, and look at the pricing of their books. And then also consider the fact that you may be a new author. So you may want to lower your price somewhat at like maybe $2.99. Usually for novellas or novels, that's a pretty good price. But if you're a phenomenal writer and if you have an amazing story to tell, play with the prices. It can go up $3.99. It could go up $4.99. It could go down. I wouldn't do 99 cents because you're a new author and I assume that you're a new author and you need to make money, and this is a labor of love, yes, but it is also a business and you also want to make money. So I wouldn't do 99 unless it's maybe promotional, like as a pre-order, do 99, and then you would take it off of the 99 cents. But I would start with maybe $2.99, $3.99, and then play with the price. You can always change it and go up, it can go down, you can test it. So in addition to that, when you lay out your book, they're going to have you put the copyright date in, like I said, a blurb about the book, things like that. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope that on your journey to writing, that some of the tips that I'm providing on my channel will be useful to you. As always, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe and tell all your friends. And as always, love, peace, joy, and Happy New Year's. Bye-bye.